Hi you guys, this is my entry to the 2017 NYX Face Awards. I hope that we can make it into the top 30, you guys. If you would like to see how I did this, keep watching. Now for the first part of this look, you might need some extra hands that are lying around just in case. So dance it out a little bit, you're going to need those hands. Taking a little bit of aluminum foil, you want to kind of create the feather-like collar that you're going to be wearing later on. Once you get it to the shape of your neck, try not to rip it like I did. You're going to need those extra hands around to help secure it and take you into it. Make sure that you can breathe and you don't have any restricted airways or anything like that. I wasn't choking or anything. This is pretty comfortable. So after laying a good bit of the white, now that the white tape is layered down, coming back on top of that with the black tape and just doing the same exact thing. No rhyme or reason to it, just layering it down. Wanted to kind of create a stable base for the feather piece once you take it off. And I added 2 layers of the black tape down for this look. Once you're done layering your tape, this is what you should look like when you're donesies, guys. So you can add some tape for the inside, or you can't. You just do it however you want. I didn't decide to do it because the feathers were enough for me. As you can see, I was excited and just ready. Next up, breaking out our hot glue gun, placing that down, and then just placing those feathers right on top, overlapping a good bit so that way all of the tape is covered up. You can place feathers in the inside. I didn't decide to because I didn't want to be itchy and scratchy. Now on to the beak portion. I took a drying air modeling clay and just created the beak structure with my hands and a little tool that I have. I'm working inside of a box because I didn't want to make a huge mess, you guys, because it was latex and stuff everywhere when I was doing this. So now that I'm just creating that, just blending it all out with my tool to get the desired shape that I want for the upper beak portion. The same thing I did for the top is the same thing I did for the bottom part. Now that that's dried, I'm taking some latex on my fingers with a little bit of cotton and just layering it down and taking the latex and just blending on top of it. Okay, application time. So starting out, we're going to go ahead and do a good old glue stick method. I like to use the purple one. Just going to layer it over top of my brows. Once that's dry, take a translucent powder and a sponge wedge and just push that up into the brows so that it's covered and no latex can get to it, because latex and hair does not mix. Please be careful with latex, guys. So now that that's dried, I'm taking a black water-based body paint and a sponge, and I'm just creating texture around the base or the perimeter of my body. I'm also going to be taking that same sponge to use a gray and a white to just do texture in the chest piece area and just blend it to have a gradient texture shade up and down the neck and chest piece. Now I'm taking latex and a sponge wedge and just blending it around the perimeter so that I can place that beak portion down on the bottom. Now I'm taking the latex and that sponge and just blending it around to kind of create an even base so it blends in with the skin good and it looks like one cohesive piece. I'm going to be layering latex and tissue down on top of it. The same thing I do for the bottom is the same thing I'm going to do for the top. Once I've placed the upper part down, gotta lift it and pull it to get it right where I want it to be. Yeah, got it. Make sure you can breathe good. And again, just taking that tissue and layering it on top of that latex that has already been placed down. After 2 coats of tissue and latex, I placed a little bit of latex down in the brow part and took a cotton round and just thinned it out, and it's just pinching and manipulating it, putting a little bit of latex on my fingers and just trying to mold and create a brow shape for the upper part of the face. A little bit of extra latex on the fingers to smooth over. Now that that's done, taking a gray water-based activated body paint and just painting that top part of the beak. Now I have a gray and a black eyeshadow, matte eyeshadow, that I just wanted to use to create dimension around the eye shape and the beak portion. The more you add a highlight and contour to the beak and face part, the more it kind of comes to life and you can see more of the details. Please excuse my red eyes, guys. My allergies are kicking my butt. I know, it looks bad. So now that I've added more detail and highlight and contour, I also took a little bit of latex, as you can see, and added feathers around the perimeter of my head. And blending out a little bit more of those colors around my beak part. With that gray again, with a little bit more water mixed into it, just highlighting under the eye portion. But I ended up changing that later and using a red eyeshadow just to do on the under the eye part, guys. Now I'm taking NYX Jumbo Pencil in Lime to kind of create the little soul catcher on the chest, the kind of soul orb catcher. Using that, and I'm going to be kind of blending out the edge a little bit with my fingers and layering on different colors. Blah, tongue tie. Now that I've blended that out, I've used a red eyeshadow and layered it on top of a yellow eyeshadow because that green lime color kind of peeks through and gives a really nice, like, shimmery color. So I was using a lot of different jumbo pencils to kind of create the layers and the effect to the orb catcher. Right now I'm using a black matte eyeshadow around the base of the orb to kind of make it look 3D-ish, like it's coming off of the chest. And now with a black bean jumbo pencil, kind of like etching out the beetle in the center of my chest with a flat brush. Same thing, black bean, to kind of create and etch out more of like the details on the beetle. I use that lime jumbo pencil and a green eyeshadow again to kind of place a layer on top of the beetle in the center of my chest. And using that black bean, like I said before, just creating more dimension and depth to that. And using Milk in my jumbo white pencil, just adding the catch lights and highlights in the soul catcher in the center of my chest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Fingers crossed, positive vibes and great things and well wishes that we make it into the top 30 in the NYX Face Awards, you guys. I really want to do this. I thank you guys so much for watching. Come connect with me over on social media. Until next time in the next video, talk to you guys soon. I love each and every one of you.